Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Price Check Sports Podcast, brought to you by D in the Zone Network, where we go city to city, state to state, worldwide. Now I know exactly how you're looking at your device, tablet, phone, whatever. I know exactly how you're looking at it right now.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
It is exactly who you think it is. It is Josh Price. I am back. Price Check is back. Slightly new look, of course. We're trying to put together some things here in the feng shui of things, man. But had to get back to it because the NBA season is back. We had a great opening night tip-off. Rockets, OKC led things off, of course, followed by Warriors and my Lakers. But we'll touch on opening night action here before also getting into some picks for Wednesday's slate of games as we get full swing really happening now that the NBA season has tipped off. So, of course, opening night, defending champions had to go get their rings. Oklahoma City Thunder, nice ring, of course. But before we even get into the ring ceremony game, we back on NBC, baby. NBA on NBC is back. The round ball rock music is back. It is just all the nostalgic vibes that we were looking for. They had Michael Jordan there at halftime, not at the game, but of course during the interview. His video series is going to continue to come as the NBA is now back on NBC. A lot of good vibes, a lot of good energy surrounding the game. Coverage of the game, both from sideline coverage. You had guys like Melo, T-Mac, Vince Carter, along with Maria Taylor. You had Mike Tirico, Reggie Miller, Jamal Crawford on the actual broadcast of the game. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Couldn't have been happier. So, got the vibes right, and you had the game right. I mean, OKC, Houston lived up to the hype. Couple big takeaways from that. Shea picking up where he left off, MVP doing MVP things. Of course, took him a little while to get there, but ended up with 35. It had some big buckets down the stretch, and of course the 2 free throws that set up OKC for the win. So you had him doing all of the MVP stuff that we were used to from him. Kevin Durant, of course, getting his debut as a Houston Rocket. Pretty good overall, of course, fouled out, 23 points. But all in all, I think he's going to provide exactly what that team needs, which was a go-to bucket getter. They needed somebody down the stretch that, hey, put the ball in his hands. He's actually going to do it. Now, turns out they also had a guy already on the roster, Alperen Sengun, who also was a bucket last night. 35 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, putting on a little bit of a mini Joker impersonation. I like Houston, man. I like this team. I like what I saw from them last night. I do think, especially in this particular matchup, missing a point guard, of course, Fred VanVleet is not the best point guard in the league by any means, but at the same time, you saw stretches last night where not having a true point guard, ball handler, creator kind of made that offense a little bit clunky. Now, credit to Amen Thompson because it looked like he had also been in the gym pretty crazy this offseason, just like my man Sengun was. Amen Thompson looked fantastic at different points last night from an athleticism standpoint. Of course, you still want him to work on that jump shot. Went 0 for 7 from three-point range. But I think all in all, you got to be encouraged if you're a Rockets fan or just somebody that is paying close attention to this Rockets team. Definitely think they are built for it this season out west. They are going to be in the mix for sure. So, like what I saw from the Rockets and also the Thunder, I mean, Chet Holmgren had some splash plays that went crazy. I think started the game 7 for 7, so he was hot out the gates. Missing Jalen Williams and still being able to pull off what was essentially a comeback win in that game. Definitely like OKC and what their outlook is for the remainder of the season as they plan to try to put on a repeat and be the first team to be a repeat champion here in the last 7 seasons. So, lot to like out of both sides of that game. Now, Warriors and Lakers, of course, y'all know where my fandom lies. We go through it every year. I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm also a Lakers realist. That performance from the Lakers last night is about what we should have expected. Maybe even a little bit better. Skinny Luka, though. Hat off, salute, all of that. Skinny Luka doing exactly what we needed him to do. Crazy performance from him. 43 points, near triple-double. Austin Reeves, of course, doing Austin Reeves things. But this is the same kind of team we were looking at last year where defense is going to be lacking. They were already without LeBron, so you're missing another guy who could potentially go get you 20, 25 points. And, you're missing that extra level of creation, LeBron's rebounding ability, all of that. Missing a lot of that, and you start still trying to figure out kind of how some of these parts fit together, right? The Jake LaRavias, Marcus Smarts, DeAndre Aidens of the world. It's not like these guys were highly sought after by other teams. These were guys who were signed by the Lakers because they were kind of what was left. So, saying all that to say, this sets up as a pretty much a transition year for the Lakers. Do I think they're still going to be in the mix for the most part? Yeah, you're still going to be in the playoff mix. I don't think this is a team that should miss the playoffs. But this is definitely not a championship contender, at least as presently constructed. If there's a trade out there that makes them a championship contender, please let me know so I can get Rob Pelinka on the horn and we can maybe work that out. But all in all, man, I think, Lakers kind of are what we thought they were at this point. And the Warriors, man, veteran team, of course. Steph, kind of spotty last night. It still ended up with 23 points himself. Jimmy Butler was fantastic. One of the bets that I loved yesterday was Jimmy Butler over 17.5 points. Just didn't see a world where now that he's had a full offseason to integrate into that team and into that system, where he was just going to score less than 18 points. I didn't really see, especially against as we mentioned, the Lakers team that just is not a good defensive team. So, good with all of that. I think the Warriors are going to be in the mix as well. Anytime you got a healthy Steph, healthy Draymond, you're going to be in contention. Now you think about adding, veteran pieces like Al Horford. They got some young guys, the kid Rashard from Florida played pretty well last night. You still got Podziemski. Jonathan Kuminga, even with all of the crazy things that happened with him and his contract situation this offseason, he ended up playing pretty well last night as well. So I think the Warriors, they have all of the makings, all of the pieces to really be a true championship contender. I think more than anything for them, it's just going to come down to health. Of course, if Steph's out, they have no chance. But if they can get that team fully healthy to the playoffs, you might be able to see them competing with the OKCs and Houstons of the world. So, hats off to the Golden State Warriors winning 119-109 over the Lakers last night. Now, of course, got a couple things to get into for the Wednesday slate. Of course, robust slate. You got, I want to say, 10, 11 games going on here tonight. You still got a couple teams that are left out of action. I know, like Denver's not playing tonight. They'll play their first game tomorrow. But you got a lot of teams that you want to bet on, want to make some picks on. Got some good opportunity to do that here with tonight's slate of games. So, first bet that we're going with, all of these we're giving odds from FanDuel, by the way. So, of course, if you're betting out there using a different platform, of course, odds will adjust accordingly. Or if the props that we pick aren't available, adjust accordingly. But, a couple parlays that we got, man. So, money line parlay, we are going Hornets, Magic, Bucks, Clippers. 4-leg parlay plus 197 odds on FanDuel. Right under plus 200. But pretty simple to me. The Nets are who the Hornets are playing. The Wizards are who the Bucks are playing. The Jazz are who the Clippers are playing. 3 of those games, we're just picking against 3 of the worst teams in the league, essentially, right? Picking against the Heat with that Magic pick because I know Tyler Hero for the Heat. I just don't see where the offense is going to come from for them. I think that should be a pretty easy parlay to be able to cash as long as everybody is taking care of business. Again, the Nets are going to be terrible. They have like 6 rookies on their roster. The Wizards are the Wizards. The Jazz are the Jazz. We've seen these movies before. As long as these teams go out, take care of business, plus 197 on the money line parlay odds. Hornets, Magic, Bucks, Clippers, 4-leg parlay starting there. Now, second parlay that we have for tonight's slate of games. Spurs, Mavs, same game parlay. Just letting y'all know now, I'm all in on the Spurs this year. Wemby, alien, all this, the alien landing is fucking happening. I'm here for it. I'm all in on the Spurs. You saw it in the preseason from Wemby. He's muscling dudes up. He's running through people's chests to get to the rim. The offseason working out with guys like Kevin Garnett definitely seems like it is paid off. So, Spurs, Mavs, same game parlay. We're taking an alternate spread, Spurs plus 6.5. Still a road game, so we'll play it safe here to start the season. Plus 6.5 on the spread for the Spurs. We're going Wemby, 10 plus rebounds. We're going Stephon Castle, reigning Rookie of the Year, 15 plus points. Those 3 legs get you plus 223 odds on FanDuel, which I like. Again, it's not even a game that you need the Spurs winning. You just need the guys to take care of business on the props and then to keep it a relatively close game. In a game that I think you're going up against the Dallas Mavericks team where both teams are going to be able to play pretty good defense. Dallas, of course, still missing Kyrie Irving, so not really sure. We could be in store for a little bit of what we saw last night with Houston, where, of course, you do got D'Angelo Russell for Dallas, but at the same time, you're still going to have moments in there where you're missing a true point guard to be able to help and create offense for other people. I think that makes it a little bit of clunky, a little bit more clunky for Dallas here getting out the gates. Now, of course, you got Cooper Flag with his debut in that game. I'll be honest, I'm staying away from all the Cooper Flag props. The only reason for that, rookies, of course, coming out the gate, I don't want to put too much expectation, too much money behind what Cooper Flag will or will not do, especially in a game like tonight where you're going up against the alien himself, Victor Wembanyama. So, that's our second parlay tonight. Stephon Castle, 15 or more points. Wemby, 10-plus rebounds. Spurs, plus 6.5 on the spread, plus 223 odds. And then last but not least, just another 2-leg parlay, keeping it simple on this one. We're going with some veteran point guards on this. First one, Chris Paul, 4 or more assists against the Jazz. Again, a game where the Clippers are 10.5-point favorites. Chris Paul is probably going to be similar role to what he had last year with the Spurs. Looking to come in, kind of help generate some offense on the second unit, help set some other guys up when, guys like James Harden may be on the bench but still out there with, starters like Kawhi, Zubac, that type of thing. 4 assists should be pretty easy for Chris Paul, especially getting back into the vibes of being in the Clippers uniform again. 4 assists for Chris Paul is the first leg of our 2-leg parlay here. The other one, Lonzo Ball, over 3.5 assists. Seems like a pretty low line in a game where the Cavaliers are going to be without Darius Garland, so probably an opportunity for Lonzo Ball to start this game. 3.5 assists, man. Again, we're not asking for much here. 1 assist a quarter. In a game against the Knicks that should be pretty close, and again, a game that I think Lonzo's going to get some serious clock in. We're just asking for 4 assists apiece from 2 pretty good veteran point guards here. I think that's a pretty good bet, man. Plus 173 on the odds there on FanDuel. So, Lonzo, Chris Paul, 4 assists apiece, plus 173. That parlay, Spurs, Mavs, same game parlay, plus 223 odds. And then our money line parlay, plus 197. Hornets, Magic, Bucks, Clippers. Can we hit them all? Maybe. Just maybe. I'm hoping so. FanDuel, we'd appreciate it if the odds worked in our favor here. We've been having a pretty good month so far on NFL picks. I'll probably start to roll some of that into the channel now that we've kind of hit that halfway point here in the NFL season. Again, didn't go too crazy with the content from the NFL to start the season, but we'll definitely get into some picks there now that we found ourselves a little bit of a groove on FanDuel there. And then also for those watching that don't know, Missouri will be getting live sports betting here on December 1st. So with that, we'll incorporate a few more of the betting things here as we continue to drop content to start the basketball season. So that'll do it for us for today, man. Keeping it short and simple. First day back in the swing of things here on the pod, but of course, week to week, we'll continue to roll through these things, man. All the best storylines and topics that the NBA season can provide to us. We'll continue to give out some good bets and good picks, hopefully to make y'all some money just like I'm making for myself. Hopefully. But till next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Price Check. I am your host, Josh Price. Checking out.